Hey guys, this is Eric and
Christina Allen.
we're Flip My Marriage. And we're going to have a conversation about some things that you may want to talk about, but you really
But
can't.
you don't want to talk about
Yeah,
it.
you don't want to talk about it because
Might cause some problems.
it might cause some serious problems. And we have these conversations not to lecture or teach you, but they're conversation starters, and there are a lot of different angles and points you can bring up, but we want you to discover these thoughts with us.
Yeah.
All
Sounds
right?
good.
So I want to talk about things aren't how they used to be
Okay.
and how that can cause problems in a relationship or a marriage when they're not like they used to be.
Or like you have that mindset, like, oh, things she used to be this way and now she's not like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah.
Okay.
All right. See, so you'll see a lot of different dynamics of how we communicate. So give us one that we can start off with.
Um, I guess like when you are dating and then you get married and then like everything, the expectations change. I think that's a big one for a lot of couples because like when you're dating, everything's good, everything's cool, and then you get married and it's like you're my husband and you need to this and you need to that. And like just expectations, responsibilities, all that stuff changes.
So from going from a boyfriend to a husband,
Yes.
the gun line, how to go from a boyfriend to a husband. Well, I mean, and I don't know with me what things change.
A lot.
I guess let's say you get married, you probably have a house, and now you have a line, or you have two cars, two vehicles now you're responsible for, and so those things go from it's a sweet thing to do to now it's a requirement or expectation.
It's an expectation. You used to put gas in my car. Now you better put gas in my car.
Exactly, and there's problems or, I fix dinner for myself, and now the husband wife come in and come through and like, okay, where's my food? You didn't do anything. You're not considerate of me.
Right.
Well, when you're by yourself, now you have somebody that's responsible for.
Yeah.
Oh, another one, along with dating and relationships, the intimate time. So, especially if you have kids. So, when you're young and dating, you have time to go and come when you please, right?
I was just thinking, let's talk about sex, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what was on my mind. Anyway, so what he's trying to say is like when you're dating, you have the freedom to have sex whenever you want to. And when you get married and you have kids, you're like trying to hide in the closet and stuff like that.
The closet?
So
Okay, time out. We're not trying to hide in the closet. Like hangers hitting days. Okay, all right. Keep the shoes out the way. Anyway, okay, so this is what you're gonna get. We're gonna be real, probably goofy and corny sometimes, but things change. You have kids running around. You have Legos on the floor, and toys in the bed.
You have to wait till 1:00 in the morning when the kids are asleep.
And somehow they're still up. Like, what are you doing up, kid? I can't sleep. Go to bed. Get some NyQuil or something. But anyway, so those are things you have to be able to communicate and really plan of action on how you're going to approach that.
I mean, you don't know. When you're dating, you don't know what to expect.
Right.
So, it's like after you get married and all these things hit you in the head or slap you across the face,
Yeah.
then you're like faced with, well, how do we work through this or what do we do now?
Mm-hmm.
So I think these are like conversations that you should have. I mean...
Yeah, how do I tell my spouse or my partner that, hey, 2:00 in the middle of the day, let's.
That's
And
what?
but you have
That's what? At 2:00 in the middle of the day.
But you got Disney Nick Jr. going on. You just can't.
Gosh.
No, we're communicating. Next topic, like hair loss.
Ooh.
When we were dating, I had the fro. Had a lot of hair and young and 6-pack, maybe an 8-pack.
Maybe a 2-pack.
No, I was that guy. Okay, so when those things change, how do you approach your spouse?
That's a good question, because, I mean, I've changed a lot, so how do you approach me?
Take this wrinkle out.
I mean, I'm not the same person I was in my 20s. I'm a grown woman now, so...
Hey, grown woman,
I'm not that person anymore.
And sometimes, I know you guys are thinking, people, they better with age. There's some things now we'll take that we would not go back to. And there's some things, parts of our relationship that we would love to have back.
Yeah.
And we had to go and try to get it back. But I think since we're both aging at the same time, especially physically, those are things that we can kind of work on together. Like, hey, let's join the gym together, or let's walk together. Let's change our diet together because we're both
rather
getting
than
old.
calling them out and saying you fat or
You don't look like Sally next door or whatever, whatnot.
No.
Sally is a common name. Not that I know a Sally, but okay. Last thing, you're spending.
That's a big one.
Your spending habits change.
Because like when you're single, you spend money on yourself. You can buy your girlfriend stuff or whatever, and it's not that big a deal. But when you're married, it's like you got all these bills, all this responsibility together. So it really changes spending habits.
And I know a lot of you guys may be thinking, well, hey, I have my account, he has his account. But there's still responsibilities of one common goal. There still should be a common goal. And so if she come in with a new bag and we had a plan to get a pool or a plan to whatever, add on to the house, and the bag went in the plan, so how do you approach that? Like, baby, we can't spend the way we used to spend.
If I have my own money, then my bag doesn't matter, right?
It shouldn't matter.
Right. But I think that's the key. Like, couples should have like a joint account for goals and then their own little spending account where you can kind of do your own thing.
I'm not going to get into telling them how they're going to do that.
Well, I'm just saying that's very helpful for like my couples. I recommend you have your joint pay your bills account, and then whatever after the bills are paid, y'all discuss how you want to do that. And everybody should have their own spending money.
Well, the problem is when you feel uncomfortable to address that.
Yeah.
Or
and
to say,
this is a big conversation.
Yeah, like, hey, babe, we don't need to put, extra chrome on your truck right now. Or I don't know if people put chrome on the truck anymore, but, extra, your bigger tires on your vehicle, or something like that. So those things that when you're single and individual, I do what I want to do, come and go when I want to, they change as later on in life.
Yeah.
Oh, last one.
You said that a minute ago.
No, this is big. This is big. Your family responds to you differently because you have years behind you now. To where when they didn't know you, you was the new guy, the new girl. Hey, da da da. But now they grow with your mistakes and past and histories also. And so your relationship with them change also.
Your family or your in-laws?
In-laws, well, really in-laws, because now I'm married to you. I've been married to you for X amount of years, and I've also been tied to them X amount of years.
Or even like when you're dating, it's one thing, the mom, the mother-in-law, whatever, or her mom. But then, like, I guess once you get married, then it's your in-law. So it's a little different. She might look at you a little different when you were dating versus now that you're part of the family.
Right.
Because those responsibilities. And then if you're not meeting those responsibilities, and then I go tell my mom, and she's looking at you crazy because you didn't do what you're supposed to do, it's all,
Right. And I know there's ways, well, we keep this in the family, and we keep this between us and whatever, but those are things that change. When we're dating, it was one way, and as you get married, and then the funny thing about it, it's not going to be announced. You don't know it until it hits you in the face.
Right.
Until one day you look in the mirror, you turn and look at your body like, ugh, what happened? Or,
oh, no.
whose body is this? Then the other person, like, what's going on? Or, why your family acting this way? Or why are you stressing me about what I spend? So the big takeaway with this is...
Things change.
Yeah, things change.
People change. Like I said, I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago. I do things differently. I move differently, So I think just giving your partner that space to change for one, understanding that, I don't know.
I understand it's going to come up. Yeah. Like I told my daughter, we was working out in the gym or whatever, and I'm like, so I was talking about anticipating plays. And I'm like, if you're going in a curve, if you're driving, if I know when the curve is coming, I can handle that curve a lot better. If I know when it's coming.
Or that it's coming, period.
Yeah. And I know if mom, dad, somebody's going to die I know it's coming, we can talk and plan that out. And so as you guys grow your relationship or whatever, whatnot, they're going to come. So things like this will help you bring up those topics, so it won't be such a crash when you feel like you need to bring it up.
Right.
So
I agree.
anyway, thanks for that one, guys. Keep checking us out. We may have a YouTube channel. We'll probably have a link or something about that. PassionUnlimitedLLC.com, FlipMyMarriage.com.
Check us out.
Yeah, check us out. See you later.